The kind of makeups I got the best reaction out of were like blood and guts stuff. I'd make my friends up with third-degree burns and big gashes, and they'd run home and their parents would just about die, and then they found out that it was just makeup and I would never be allowed to go in their house again. So it's not a good idea for kids to do this kind of stuff, but it was kind of fun for a while. That's the kind of stuff that got me interested in it, and, you know, just to really get a reaction out of somebody because you did something and they believed it was real, and that's what intrigued me about the makeup.
I first met Rick when he moved in across the street, and I heard that he was a makeup artist, and I heard that he had some great masks in his house, and I went over to see him.
The mask like that.
Hmm. It's neat.
Let me put this away on this stand.
I see you have other Star Wars masks.
Yeah, not all of them are from Star Wars, but this one up here with his brain, that guy was one that we made for Star Wars, only it was never used because the cuts didn't match, I suppose. And over here, this devil was used in Star Wars. I think that was one of the first ones you see.
Yeah, I remember him. That is funny.
This guy next to him you'll probably recognize, too, from Star Wars.
Yeah, that was neat how his eyes were.
Yeah, he's the one that had a drink in his hand.
I like his eyes. They're made of... What are they made of?
They're little light bulbs, little tiny light bulbs from a model train. How the batteries. So I'll put this back up on the shelf. There we go. Where it belongs.
Ew, this stuff. Ew, what's this made of?
This is foam rubber, Judd. It's custom made for the actor's face. It's a flexible, very flexible material.
Yeah.
So the inside conforms to the actor's face, so it fits him exactly. It's for a film called The Incredible Melting Man. In the film, we pumped out Caro syrup and different liquids like that, so he was tripping and oozing stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a progressive series starting out. This is the second stage. And going to this mask, which is a third stage mask, and this one's the final stage. You want to see how he makes in this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go in the other room and we'll see.
Okay.
Who left this in here?
Rick, what are you doing?
This is just a rubber arm, Judd. See? I'm just showing you how all this stuff is just fake that we make. See, I've got these false teeth. If I can get around there.
Sure they're not your real ones?
No, these are fake. We make these, you know, for people anytime a person plays a monster or anything like that. And it's a fake arm that was on a man that blew up. All that stuff that you see in films are just phony, you know, rubber pieces and stuff. None of it's real. This blood, in fact, is made out of Caro syrup like you find in your mom's kitchen. Caro syrup and food coloring, you know. Yeah. That's all just phony stuff, Judd, that we make for films. We have to make all kinds of stuff like that. First, we start off on any makeup or mask with a life mask of a person's face. In this case, it's me, so you can kind of see the profile of it like that. Now, we start off with the modeling clay like this, and we start sculpting the features, the new features over my face in this case. So let's see, I'll add a little more to the cheekbone here. I'll start over on this side. Making a mask is a very time-consuming thing. It takes sometimes up to a month to make one good mask. It's very complicated, very technical, and very elaborate. It's basically how I design any of the monsters or aliens and stuff. I refer back to my anatomy books and animal books and work from pictures of things that already exist in my designs usually. All right, we're getting much closer to being finished now. You can see the whole form's taking shape a lot better. It's going to be about another 2 hours and I'll be finished sculpting.
How do you make this into a mask?
Well, what we have to do is mix up some plaster of Paris, and pour plaster of Paris all over this face. And when that hardens, we can remove that, what we call a negative mold, and we put the rubber in there. Let me show you, I've got a mold over here. This is a mold for another mask, which, you know, we would remove this plaster from your clay sculpture. And inside here we have a negative of what our original sculpture was, and we put the rubber all inside this negative, which I'll have to show you out in the other part of the studio. You want to go out there and see how we put the foam rubber in?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Judd, now we're ready to put the foam rubber in it. This is the back half of the mold. Here we have the life mask as we did before, only this is a slightly different one. Now, we've cleaned all the clay out of this area. This was all clay at one time, right? Now, if you can help me hold this back piece on and I'll put the front on. Okay. I'll take this foam rubber that we already made up here. And we'll squirt this stuff in. Here we go. There. Out of here. Once the foam rubber is cured in the oven, you remove it and you have your rubber mask.
Okay. Oh, neat.
Fairly stretchy. We'll take it off here.
Looked like he was smiling.
Let's pull this through. There we go. Okay.
Hello.
Even if that was glued on, it could work.
Yeah.
I became fascinated with gorillas because I thought it was the closest thing to a real-life monster. So I started studying what I could about gorillas. I watched movies with men in gorilla suits, and then I went to zoos and got books on gorillas, and just became fascinated with the animals. Hi, Judd. How are you doing?
Okay. How do you get that mouth to move like that, Rick?
I don't know. Oh, boy. Well, first you got to paint black around your eyes, as you can see here, so it blends in. There's little levers and little toggles that move the lips when I work my jaw. They're inside here. The stuff that's inside the mask in here, these little mechanical parts here move everything.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I work my jaw, it works the jaw of the mask and the lips. Okay, Judd, you've seen how we make rubber masks and all those different kind of special effects things. Now, why don't we do a little makeup from out of the kit? I'll make you up so you look like something. Something that's easy enough maybe that you could even do yourself. Okay? Let's see, what do you want to be? Wait, I'll tell you what. I'll make you up and you just wait and see, okay?
All right.
All right. First, we'll clip your hair back and get this out of the way. The makeup that I do is very technical and very specialized, but I didn't start out doing this type of work. There is basic makeup techniques that just about anybody can do using different nose putties and waxes and just paint that are a lot of fun and very effective. Using nose putty, which you can blend out onto the skin, you actually sculpt the piece right on the person's face. And the blood that I use is made from caro syrup and food coloring, things kids could make in their own kitchen. I've been doing recently a lot of blood and guts in films. And I feel in this case it would be almost better for the kids who go to see the films to know how it's done and that it's phony, so they can watch it and just kind of laugh at it or you know, be frightened by it, but not really be concerned that someone is actually getting hurt. I think that's about it, Judd. Let's take a look at it here.
Oh, I don't feel too good. Oh, yeah.
What'd you do here? What is this?
What I do? What you do? I'd be sick all week.
Well, I think that you have to be a kid to be able to do this stuff and not go crazy at it. I had that kind of Peter Pan feeling, you know, I don't want to grow up. And I think doing these monsters and doing these fun kind of films keeps me that way, and I hope I always am that way. I don't want to change and be something that I'm really not. I'm a kid, and I probably always will feel like a kid.
Okay.